Well, hey there, everyone. Hi. Yay, I'm so glad you're here. If you're new to the channel, my name's Audrey, and this is my vlogging channel where you can see me doing things like this, crafting at home. We'll talk more about that later, but let's get right into the projects I have for us today. I have 4 projects. The first project is all about air dry clay. I am new to the air dry clay. This was my first time using it. Aside from the Model Magic, which we used at the preschool I worked at, we used Model Magic, but this is different. This is more of a actual, adulting kind of clay that we can all use. And first time using it, yeah, no problems at all. I would say it's definitely sticky at first, so I had to like warm it up in my hands, if you will, and kind of just mush it around a little bit, and then it was totally fine. Very easy to roll out, very easy to cut. So I'm using a decorative rolling pin here, and you can see the design there that it created. I made some cutouts of hearts that I'm using as cookie cutters kind of things here, just out of cardboard, free drawed a few shapes for myself. Now, I don't know what I was thinking. I think these are way too thin. I would definitely double the depth and the heaviness of these. I think I was thinking of cookies. You know how cookies get bigger when you put them in the oven? These don't get bigger as they warm up. So definitely would not make them this thin. They turned out okay, but next time, definitely going to make them thicker. So cutting out a few, a little bit messy, but really fun, no issues. I let them dry overnight by themselves, 24 hours, and then I stuck them in the oven. My oven, the lowest setting is 175, so I put them on 175 for about 20 minutes, and they were really, really solid. So, if you have to do that, I would highly recommend it. And you can kind of see if they're not dry underneath. They kind of have a discolored, kind of a darker area. That's the wetter portion of the item. So the bigger and thicker items need a little bit longer to dry, or like I did, just toss them in the oven. So here's what I have so far. Kind of just, doing what I feel like I could do. So I have a Starbucks straw, and I poked some holes there in those hearts and in the Mickey head because, well, that's what I had planned at that point. The Mickey head, I do put a plug back in there, but you'll see as we go along. And you know what? If you change your plans as you go, you do what you do. You do you. Okay, and so I'm getting a little bit of water on my fingertips, just kind of smoothing out all the edges on all these pieces. I didn't feel scared or nervous about picking up the dough, the clay. Again, super easy to work with, no problems whatsoever there. And I put them on this tray. Don't do this. Do not put your wet, just made dough, clay, on a tray like this, on this rack, because underneath, on the bottom of these items, it's got the rack lines on the bottom. So, and I couldn't get those out. So don't do this. Put them on a flat surface. I was thinking they could get more air underneath, doing it this way, but I was wrong, and I'm happy to tell you when I've done something that is not a good idea. So don't do that. You can just put them on a cookie tray or something like that. Anything flat. Has to be flat though. All right. Okay, so this is the next day, and I'm using a nail file buffer. Yes, I have so many of these nail file buffers left over from when I was doing my nails. It works fantastic. So I highly recommend if you have any of these buffers at home. I just used I think the 180 side. I think that's what it's. Yeah, 180. Yeah, and it does get a little dusty. So if you have, I would say, if you have a dust collector, like for the nails, like I have a big dust collector, to do my nails. Next time I'm gonna do the sanding over the dust collector instead of letting the dust go all over my padding that I have set there. So I just felt like it got a little contaminated, a little dirty at my workstation, which I hate. I hate a dirty workstation. So again, as I'm looking at this, as I'm filing it, I am just kicking myself because it's just too darn thin. I mean, it turns out fine, but you know, live and learn, but keep going. Super fun. And that's one nice thing about Mickey is, you know, it's pretty easy. 3 circles basically. So what I'm doing is I took some of these loose beads made out of wood. I used this cameo pink, and I just took the paintbrush and kind of went swipe, 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 threw it down, swipe, 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 next one, went through all the beads, and then I went through, and what I ended up doing was I put a little bit of this on my hand, this color, which is the bright gold. And I had on a plastic glove, and I just kind of I had the paint in my fingers here, and I just rolled them in the gold and put them down. Rolled the next one, put it down, and if I can grab some here. And then this is what they ended up looking like that. So now what I'm doing is I'm putting them on here. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. I feel like I'm disconnected or something. Like anything I do is taking me forever to accomplish. It's like, oh wait, I need that. Okay, wait, no. Where did I put this? I just put it down. Oh my God. Probably because I get interrupted 15 times, literally at least 15 times in the day. Probably twice that, honestly, between everybody and everything happening. So anyway, here's what these are looking like right now. There's that one. I ended up putting them in the oven at 170 for about 20 minutes because even overnight, they were still really, really wet. And I took the gold paint pen here that I got on Amazon, and I just went around the outside. I apologize for the light. I have 2 lights on. I have a big overhead, and it's just, I don't know. It's just me, I think. Anyway, I went around all the edges and put the gold there. So then what I'm gonna do, my plan is I'm gonna stack these like this through the holes, and then I'm gonna weave this through there, and then they can hang up here with the 3 of the hearts down below. So fingers crossed, but that's where I'm at. Let's keep going. All right, here we go. So this heart I made nice and thick. This one I wanted to kind of look like a cookie, like a fancy cookie. So what I'm doing, I'm putting Mod Podge on half the heart, and I'm putting 1 ply of a napkin. So I've taken off the extra 2 layers, excuse me, of the napkin, and I just have the top layer with that pretty flower and the greenery on it. So I'm just tapping that on there into place. You'll see me cut it in just a moment. There we go. Da-da-da, super easy. And I did put this heart in the oven to dry completely at 175 for about 20 minutes. Now, these little plastic sprinkles I got on Amazon. I'll try and find a link. It was a couple years ago that I got them, but I'll try and find either that or something similar, and I'll put it for you down in the description box, as well as the flower napkins are from Amazon too. So I put Mod Podge on the other side, and I just put those sprinkles on top. These are plastic. They're not really to eat. They're so cute. This stuff is really easy, you guys. This whole thing's easy. So now I took my paint pens, which I'll link down below for you, and I used the paint pens to do the foliage on the hearts. So you'll see some green greenery on the hearts that I did. Okay, Mickey's getting one more coat of red. You could do them black, but it's Valentine's Day, so I thought I would do the red. And he's going to get some sprinkles too. And you know, these are great projects for you to do. Your child could even do these for friends for Valentine's, or for their teachers for Valentine's. Instead of doing candy, you can do something like this. All right, project 2, spray paint ducks. All right, I got these ducks for $1. That whole bag was $1. And I'm going to take them outside here. I'm going to put 3 in that box. I'm going to spray paint them red. Oh my gosh, this candy apple red is so freaking pretty. I mean, it's just beautiful. It is a little windy outside. You know, I'm in California. We have those winds going on right now. So that's why I put them in the box, just so I have a little bit more control of where the spray is going instead of all over the backyard. So I do 3 red and then I do 3 pink. And I think I made them, I think I put too much paint on it once, because that's me. I don't have patience. And they turned out fine and everything, but you know, really take your time doing these just with light coats of paint each time, and then let dry in between sprayings. So that's me. I'm very impatient. So yeah, these were really fun to do. This is like a, I don't know what color that was called, but it's just a light pink. I didn't buy anything. This is just all stuff I had around the house. You know, when I go to thrift shops, I look for stuff like this that I could buy and save later for future craft projects. And the spray paint, my husband just always has a ton of different colors and stuff for different projects. So I just went in his supply, got into your supplies, Bubby, and just kind of raided his storage of paint. Make sure you do this outside only. It's very stinky. All right, project 3, spray paint a swan. This swan was given to us by his aunt in Arizona. She gave us a ton of really cool things, home decor. We had driven out there, so we could bring back all this really cool stuff. Now this swan, I'm painting black because there is black swans. There are black swans in Perth, Australia, where my husband is from. Well, he's from Sydney, but when I went to Perth with him, he showed me the black swans, and that's when he proposed to me. That day we saw the swans, and then we did a gondola ride close by where the swans were. So anyway, this is very sentimental to my husband and I. So I'm painting him black, just like the ones we saw in Australia. And that's just kind of our little thing for us. Anytime we see a black swan, you know, we know what that means to us. So it's very special to us. So a couple of coats for this guy is all it took. Very easy, much easier than the ducks to spray. This was really easy, and I'm just really happy with the way it turned out. And I'll show you where I put it in our house shortly. All right, last project, acrylic on canvas. I have a little tiny 4-inch canvas. I'm going to use this gold acrylic paint. I'm going to start with the sides, painting those sides up, and then I'm just going to free form some stripes, some, you know, just, I don't know if they're stripes, just a little bit of free form gold right there on the top of the canvas itself. I'm really, what's the word, anal? I'm really anal retentive. It's really hard for me to not do things symmetrically. Like, I want everything even and exact. I'm not really good with free form, but I'm using my blow dryer to dry those. Now, these little hearts were made out of the ceramic stuff that you saw a little while ago, and I'm using them as templates now. And I want these hearts to look free form, kind of flowy and open. I don't want them totally enclosed. They turned out just how I want them. This would be a good gift, again, for a teacher. Using some paint. I have some pink paint, and I'm just doing the 3 little dots using my dotting tool. So I'm going to fill both of those hearts with 3 little dots. All up, fill it all in there. This is so easy to do. I mean, I just sat down and just decided, what sounds fun? And this just came to mind. Again, using the blow dryer. It's really convenient if you have a designated blow dryer for your crafting. Yeah, it's just nice because I don't have to go dig around under my sink for my hair dryer. So I'm just going to put a B up in the corner in the right, upper right, and then down in the lower left, I put the word mine. So be mine, get it? Haha, that just came to me out of nowhere. So, you know, it's just, it is what it is. My husband can't get enough love. He can't get enough admiration and you know, just gushy mushy love from me. So he enjoys all of this stuff I do for him. He doesn't care. He loves it, and he keeps everything. So there's my little bee. It looks like a fly kind of, but it is what it is. And here's how everything turned out. I put this at my husband's bedside table. It looks like glass. And there's our little puppy we had to put down. She was old. Here's the little picture, be mine. Put that by his bathtub. And what's next? We have the ducks and another heart. I put the ducks in a little tub there, and I put the heart with the beads attached to it there. These hearts do have acrylic on top. I'll put that information somewhere in the video. Here's my entryway where I have the big heart cookie and another beaded heart, again with some acrylic on the outside, UV resin. And there's the big cookie. I hot glued some real pretty ribbon on the back to hang it up. And it was so easy. And I just love the colors. I'm really feeling the pink and gold right now. And here is mine and Chase's lovely black swan, just like in Perth, Australia. She's in some water beads there, some glass round beads. That's it for me, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, guys. I'll see you real soon in the next video.